And from his debut album, Music for the Morning After, back in the day, 2001, it's Pete Yorn with Life on a Chain here on Q1043's Out of the Box. Pete Yorn's joining me live right now in the studio. Welcome, man.
How are you?
And when was the last time you were here? Is it 2001, 2002? We're still trying to figure that out.
It was a long time ago.
We are now here 6 years later, maybe one live album, 2 studio albums later.
3 studio.
Or 3 studio, 2 or 3, something like that.
2 more.
So you've been a busy guy. That's a lot for 6 years or 5 years.
It's a little bit.
And you're now on a tour with Crowded House. Played a couple shows at the Beacon, and those guys can write some songs, huh?
They're amazing. Great songwriters and really nice people as well. Nice.
Yeah, do you have to hang out with them at all? Like when you're warming up for them stuff? Or?
Yeah, we've been hanging a little bit, and they're just sweethearts. Really nice people.
Yeah.
And Neil's got 2 of his sons out with us as well, and they're really nice guys as well.
Now, are they just hanging out, or are they also playing?
Liam's playing.
Oh, okay.
Liam's opening the shows, and he's amazing. It's one-man band. He's really interesting. And then he plays the set with them as well.
Right. Well, I saw the warm-up band for the Police at the Garden on Wednesday night, or I guess it was Friday night. And I was like, this guy sounds exactly like Sting. It was his son.
Oh, Fiction Plane, is it?
Yeah, Fiction Plane, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So you brought this great acoustic guitar. Now, I see that it is a Martin, and I think you recently went to the Martin plant, right? Tell me that story.
We pulled into Nazareth, feeling about half past dead. and
with Robbie Robertson.
Yeah, some guy, really nice guy, came, picked us up from the Martin plant, and he put us in a minivan, and he took me and my whole band over to the factory and gave us a tour, which was very interesting.
I'm sure. Yeah.
We met a lot of nice people who are working in there. It's a real kind of the factory that they have now was built in 1965. They said that when folk music became really kind of mainstream popular, they had to expand.
Right.
So
yeah.
I thought that was interesting. But they gave us a couple guitars to take on tour with us. So they gave us
The Life of Pete Yorn, being given Martin guitars.
I'm sure I have to give it back at some point.
Well, hey, you want to play a song for us?
Yeah, I'd love to.
What do you want to play for us?
This is from Nightcrawler. It's called Splendid Isolation.
Nightcrawler, the new album. Go ahead.
Late great Warren Zevon gave me this song.
Georgia O'Keeffe. I wanna live on the Upper East Side and never go down in the street. Like Michael Jackson in Disneyland, don't have to share it with nobody else. Lock the gate, Scooby, take my hand and lead me through this world of self. Splendid isolation. Tinfoil up on the windows, lying down in the dark to dream. I don't want to see their faces, I don't want to hear their screams. Splendid isolation, I don't need no one. Splendid isolation. Splendid isolation, I don't need no one. Splendid isolation.
Very nice. Pete Yorn playing live for us here on Q1043's Out of the Box with his lovely Martin guitar there. Sounding great.
Dang.
The current CD, that's from the current CD, Nightcrawler.
It is.
And you said Warren Zevon wrote that song, or he...
He wrote it and recorded it years ago, and his son Jordan approached me to record this song more recently.
Right, yeah.
And I loved it and recorded it and put it on my record.
Talk about the title of Nightcrawler. Where'd you get the title from, and what does that mean, or the inspiration for it?
When I was writing that and doing that record, I was very much a night person, lurking around Venice, California.
Yes.
Getting up to no good. And
it's not leaving the studio at like 6 a.m. That kind of stuff.
I was much more productive at night, and I was much more in the mood to do things at night.
Yeah.
During the day, I just was not feeling it.
Well, the sun is out all the time in Venice Beach, so it's like it's kind of hard to not stay out, stay inside, I guess.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's beautiful weather out there, but I just was kind of waiting for the night.
Yeah. Well, you've done a lot since, the debut album. Talk about some of the highlights. I mean, other than recording some great records and touring and things like Warren Zevon. I don't know if you got to meet him before he passed away, but, other people that maybe you've come across and done things with. I know you've done some things in television and film as well. And
yeah, definitely, getting to meet some of my heroes have been surreal highlights for me, and, having them kind of say, we like what you do. That's
and you're like, what?
Yeah, that's always a big deal, Like, I remember I met Bono and Edge from U2.
Wow.
And my record was on in the background. We were at some party at a house, and this was pretty early on. And I'm standing kind of near them, and they're asking who's playing on the radio or the music. And someone's like, "Oh, it's me. It's Pete. It's this guy over here." And they were very complimentary. And Bono said, he was listening to the whole record, and he says, "I keep waiting for you to drop the ball, and you're not dropping the ball." And I remember I snuck out into one of the sneaky bedrooms somewhere else, and I called my brother, and I was like, "Dude, Bono's here." We were freaking out.
That's definitely surreal.
Yeah, that was crazy. Stuff like that, getting to meet, just heroes of mine, and that's just always, because I grew up in New Jersey, I didn't really know any famous people or anything like that, so it's still very interesting.
Well, and doing cool things like you're on tour with Crowded House. So I think also you got some dates coming up with Dave Matthews and.
Yeah, we got Crowd House dates, Dave Matthews dates, some headline dates, and we're going to Europe and doing some festivals.
Oh, yeah, doing something with the Fray too, right?
Going out with the Fray in Europe, a bunch of shows with them, which should be good. We're doing. We just did Lollapalooza last weekend. We're doing Austin City Limits Festival in September. And just staying busy, just staying on the road,
So it's all about the gigs right now, I guess.
Yeah, it's all about the gigs.
A great song on Nightcrawler I really love called Undercover.
Oh, yeah.
What or who, should I say, is the inspiration for that song?
I think about that song, and I think of one girl who I dated, a great girl who's still a good friend of mine, who comes to mind. And I think I wrote it around the time we might have been breaking up or something like that. But it was definitely about some sort of relationship I was dealing with.
It's Pete Yorn live here on Q1043's Out of the Box. The current CD is Nightcrawler. For more info, go to Q1043.com, keywords Out of the Box. And Pete, it's always a pleasure having you here, man.
Thanks for having me.
And don't be a stranger. Please come by. Let's not wait 5 or 6 years next time. It's Nightcrawler's the new CD from Pete, and here's Pete with Undercover Out of the Box on